standing tall now. Hold the fort down. This is showtime. More than sports now. More than crunch time. We rush like fourth down.
I be taking wins. We don't mess with laws. I be taking wins. We don't mess with laws. I be taking wins. We don't mess with laws. I be taking wins. We don't mess with laws. We been on that paper chasing all that fashion. We been on that paper chasing what you ration.
Been in the grind now. We ready for prime time. Ready for shine now. Be ready to get mine. On the rise, all eyes up on us now. Blast off spaceships till the touchdown.
Energy level on high. Put that trouble on fire. Double it down, I'ma spit it around. Click, clack, boom, we the best in town. Energy level on high. Put that trouble on fire. Double it down, I'ma spit it around. Click, clack, boom, we the best in town. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though.
Yeah, what's going on, people? Now we're ready. Now we're ready to blow. It's the Proquo Show. I put the pro in Proquo Show, just so you know. So that's why you see me right here. I'm rocking my. You're probably wondering. You're like, what is that yellow? Let me take you on a ride here of my getup here. So I don't know if you can see that, but that is all about the birdhouse, baby. And if you don't know, shout out to the entire birdhouse. My man LD's trying to come up in the place. We got to get him in here. Shout out to the entire birdhouse. My man Chili Chill. You got to get up on clubbirdhouse.com if you want to grab yourself some of their fly new gear. Congratulations to him. He got his own clothing line. It's a big deal that he just got done. It's real official. This right here is the bird. You got to know about the birdhouse if you're on Clubhouse. You definitely know about the birdhouse DJs. They're doing it. Shout out to Ice Mike, Miss Powers, just everybody. It's just a massive collection of DJs who show Proquo a whole lot of love. We're very appreciative for all that. They're just real quality. They do their thing every day on there. If you're not on Clubhouse, like Fee, we were talking about that earlier today. What up, Fee? If you're not on Clubhouse, then I don't know what you're doing. You got to get on there, man. And don't do what we did. we spent like 300 hours in there, Quo and I, going crazy, juggling all kinds of rooms in there. But my wife was on Clubhouse, so shout out to my wife. I didn't know what she was doing when she was first talking about it, to be honest. I was like, Clubhouse? Like, what are you talking about? And, because it was kind of secretive. If you didn't have access to an iPhone, you weren't on there. It was just exclusive to iPhone. So I'm bringing LD in here. Let's see if LD is an iPhone man or if he's an Android guy. Because whatever he is, don't get it. Because you see he's dropping out all the time, right? So we'll see. What up, LD?
What up?
Oh, you are there. I was just about to make fun of your phone, man. I was going to say you must be an Apple guy. You an Apple guy?
I'm not. I'm learning to be an Apple guy.
Oh, man. What are you on right now?
I'm on the Android right now, the one that was cracked when we was in New York.
Yeah. Mine is too. No wonder it works. No wonder it works. Now, I'm always trying to big up the Androids over the Apple. Now, why are you trying to learn to be an Apple guy? Is it because your thing cracked or what's good?
No, I've had Android for, most of my cell phone career.
Yeah.
Apple is so much more complicated, but most of the time when you run into people, when you're trying to do music on the run, most of them have Apple. So right. I have the need to have that in case I need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I do.
That's it.
I know exactly what you mean. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You know what I mean? Everybody just, it's like, they've been infected. They're, you know what I'm saying? There you are.
Yeah.
There he is. What up, LD?
What up, baby?
I'm rocking my birdhouse close here, man. Shout out to Chili Chill. As you know, because I was just talking about Clubhouse and trying to spread the word about what happens on it. What's your take? What's your take of Clubhouse? How would you explain it to people who don't know what it is? And sorry, I didn't come up with all the pleasantries because I was in my birdhouse thing. So hello, good week, good day, good evening, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But
same to you, brother.
Absolutely.
Clubhouse, I mean, me not being a social media guy really, but just like this COVID thing has impacted us so much, being really the catalyst for the creation of instant brotherhood and all of that, this whole movement that we got going together. Clubhouse, I would say, is a place where somebody who's maybe a novice or a beginner can go and get a wealth of information for free right off the bat, if they can just learn to listen to who's talking and what perspective they're coming from.
Yeah, well said. Well said. That's and there's a lot of talking in a lot of rooms, and I'm gonna maybe try sharing the screen later. I'm gonna do a club deck, show what club deck looks like, but showing my phone there's a lot of glare. Maybe I'll do some screenshots or whatever so people can get a better idea. It's actually not a bad idea.
I can probably help out. Hold on just 1 second.
Yeah, no doubt. And so what happens is when you click into a room, for those of you who know, I see it again, that's real cheesy with the light. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, the light's real tough. So when you click into one of those rooms, you start hearing the audio, and then everybody's little icon. You can see the icons there. See, they're talking. Let's listen to them.
Many years, I did notice something, and I've said this before. If you look at speaking,
this is what it takes to run a $1 million masterclass with club founders. And so you see everybody, and when you click into any of them, you just click into someone, you see their bio, and then you see what they're about, and then you can add them if you want to or whatnot. Right now, I'm muted, but they have to invite you to be a speaker. And so, after you know people or whatever, they'll usually invite you pretty quickly, or you can raise your hand. A lot of people do their shows on there. I'm going to get out of here right now because I know it can be annoying. A lot of people will run their shows like we're doing on there, and they'll have a whole room on that. There'll be radio stations or whatnot, and try to keep it popping. I saw a little fly jump in the room. I didn't mean a little fly, but I saw a fly jump in the room, and he jumped out. Speaking of fly, I got a comment on that Freedom Corner brand gear you got going on there right there. Speaking of gear, it's looking mighty crispy, my friend. Mighty crispy. How would what is that exclusive, or like how would folks be able to get a hold of the Freedom Corner brand?
Exclusive is a very nice way of putting it right now. I kind of like that. It's exclusive only because I don't have it already yet.
Yeah.
It's in production. It's coming soon. It'll be available on freedomcornerbrand.com very soon. We're actually setting up the rooms now and the presses. We got our own situation. So blessed to be able to have the room to be able to do that. And it's coming fast.
Word.
So
hey, I realized too, I hit fly off with a shirt, but I realized you weren't there, and I totally forgot to hit you with the Proquo gear before you bounce. So we'll have to do some kind of exchange or something. I don't know. We'll, send you I got the hoodie for you. I got the t-shirt. So gotta make that happen.
I actually got your stuff here. So I just haven't sent it to you. So I did make you some. So I just put it all up there.
Quo has I don't know. I would say he has the better chunk of the stuff we have left. I got some cool stuff, but Quo has he has some good stuff too. So between the two of us, we definitely got the inventory. We got the fly stuff. You know what I mean? We got the fly. Oh, we got the fly.
Keeping it fly, baby.
There he is. What's going on, Fly Sir?
What's up, family?
What's up, man?
Man,
what's good?
Man, the usual.
Everybody's sponsored right now. You know what I mean? It's are you sponsored by Adidas? Fly, something you need to tell us?
I'm trying to get there, bro. I'm trying. I'm working tirelessly, man, to get sponsored by Adidas. We got a shoe deal called Yahweh's.
Oh yeah.
And the slogan is I know he walks with me, the Yahweh's.
Yeah, he's been making a little news. He's been making a little news, man. Did you see this thing? I don't know if you guys saw the headlines. Jack Harlow defends Kanye West. He sees himself as Mozart or Beethoven. Did y'all see that?
No,
I have not. I have not seen that story.
Yeah, it's well. Let me share it with you. Let me share it with the people. Hold on.
I don't watch TV.
The people want to. No, I didn't see it on TV. I saw it on Hip Hop News actually. So
yeah, I'm joking.
Yeah. Check this out. He's comparing Kanye to Mozart or Beethoven, basically. So there it is. Jack Harlow, everything he's putting out too is dope too. So like he's grabbing a lot of headlines. I know he's got the right publicist and all that kind of stuff too. But there's a lot of dope people out there, but it's about having the publicist who can put you in the right place and get you out. And then just after a while, people pick up the story. Jack Harlow's studious nature when it comes to hip hop history has played an integral part in his mainstream ascension and ability to navigate the genre. In a new interview with British GQ, that's what I want. The Louisville, Kentucky native touched on Kanye West's vulnerability in his decorated discography and defended the antics surrounding the release of his latest album, Donda. I think people appreciate truth, and I think when you have guys like Kanye and songs like All Falls Down and Being That Vulnerable, Harlow said, it changed so many people's lives as opposed to here's why I'm the ish. It's why I'm not the ish. So in the past, Kanye has compared himself to the late Apple CEO Steve Jobs, Walt Disney, William Shakespeare. He does put himself in good company, Andy Warhol, and Pablo Picasso. But Jack Harlow added historic composers Mozart and Beethoven to the list because why not? You know what I mean? If you got Shakespeare and you got Disney and Steve Jobs and Picasso and the soup can man himself, Andy Warhol, why not throw Mozart and Beethoven up there? You know what I'm saying? So this is walked back a little bit from the flamboyant headline. I think he sees himself as Mozart or Beethoven. The What's Poppin' rapper continued. I think he's worried not about what it looks like now, but what it will look like in 100 years. Take what happened with the Taylor Swift situation at the time. It was all pitchforks, but now people treat that as iconic. Yeah, I don't know if I'd say iconic. I'm always fascinated to see what he does next. He said this Donda rollout, people are going to remember that for years. While Kanye and Harlow have yet to combine vocals on a track, Easy did earn a co-production credit on Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow's Industry Baby, which topped the Billboard Hot 100 this week, earning Harlow his first #1 hit and Kanye his first chart topper in a decade. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that headline, the Jack Harlow and Lil Nas X, but I have not heard that. I'm not sure what to make of that pairing, but
have y'all listened to any of people? I'm not saying that a lot of people listen to me or anything like that, but if you do, you kind of know my stance on certain things. But have you listened to any Lil Nas X and like Jack Harlow? The one where he has with Jack Harlow is an excellent example. But man, I just gotta say, like, he's not missing, man, with the music. Like, he's not missing. It's I mean, I just gotta say, with as far as music goes, he's knocking out the park every time.
Yeah, I haven't heard any of the. I haven't heard this. I mean, I've heard his last release, but I've not heard this. But it seems every time I turn around, Jack Harlow's in my face. So somebody's doing a good job at the Jack Harlow, but and I've seen all the headlines about this yet, but I haven't actually heard it. So interested to see what people feel about that too. So
yeah, and I was speaking more to Lil Nas X. I mean, Jack Harlow as well. That too. I agree with you on that statement too. But and of course, he has a machine behind him. Of course, I give you that. But as far as the artistry on it and the lyricism and all that and the way it's put together, I mean, I don't know what end to focus on because I don't know what's really going on behind the scenes with their camp. But
yeah,
they are they putting down heat, man. I gotta admit that.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to check for that. I have to report back to you on that one. I know Fly was making some facial gestures there, so I'll wait.
Yeah,
till I hear it.
I know. I'm making facial gestures too because I don't.
I just
like
but y'all know. Then generally speaking, though, y'all know just like
I've not heard.
I mean, Lil Nas X aside, I rarely listen to mainstream circular hip hop, just period. Anyway,
Right.
even before
You're so southern that when you say
Lil
secular,
Nas X.
you're so southern when you say secular, it sounds like circular to an Eastern ear. I just want you to know. I was like,
Yeah.
circular music. What is it? Oh, he means secular. Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, it's
All right.
I just can't. I just don't. But in saying that, that's just been true about me for like the last 13 years, honestly. The last 13 years, there's not one secular artist over the last 13 years that I've just listened to a whole album of in the last 13 years. Not one. Not even Jay. Like I just completely stopped listening at one point to secular music at just like all together.
Wow.
And so it really doesn't have a lot to do with, Lil Nas X or what he got going on. Reason why I haven't particularly heard his music. I really hadn't listened to anyone.
Right.
In my defense,
it's
I'm
not
not
in your
being
pathways.
biased.
It's not in your pathways. Right.
I agree with that. And I'm the same way. And that's the thing, like people have gone out of their way to show me these records by these particular artists. And I can agree with that statement probably 99%, with the exception of maybe a Kendrick album. That's maybe the one person that I've listened to something all the way through and really analyze and critique like that. But
you don't listen to J. Cole? You don't listen to the whole J. Cole?
I hear what's out, but I don't. If it's not Freedom Corner brand, honestly, I'm not listening to it. Like I can't wait to go outside and plug up and listen to some more Fly right now. I really don't listen to outside stuff.
I see what you're doing there. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Supporting the hometown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the truth. Probably the last album that I've listened to, the last 3 albums I've listened to, Andy Mineo, Mission, and Proquo album. No, that's like in the last year. There's probably the only 3 albums that I've listened to, but then I've like went back to and played with. Other than that, I really.
What's your favorite Proquo song that you're not on?
That's hard. Chandeliers is probably.
It's hard for me too.
That's really hard. Chandeliers. Final Fire. The intro is something eclectic about Final Fire. Just the way it's all put together from beginning to end, from the scratching to PS. You know what I'm saying? The flow.
It's perfect intro.
It's hard. That's hard.
We had Chandeliers originally as an intro too. We have 3 songs that were in intros. Chandelier has an intro feel. So does Instant Brotherhood. Instant Brotherhood was, once we made that, we were like, ooh, that's just solid. There's no hook. Instant Brotherhood is no hook. It's no playing around. It's just bars and vibe,
And that's really my style. Of course, the concept of a hook is to be redundant and repetitive, right?
Yeah.
But I actually prefer, just like that freedom. You know what I'm saying? When you just get on the beat and you can there's no 16 bars to be imprisoned by.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
You can just really, even as an artist, you know what I'm saying? That resonates with me. So it's why Chandeliers kind of.
Yeah. I'm going to call no hook songs. I'm going to call them exclusives too, because you don't repeat yourself. You don't use that word from earlier, LD. It's an exclusive. You get that verse one time, boom. I didn't mean to totally side rail it there, but it is the Proquo Show, so it's never a bad time to talk about Proquo or Freedom Corner at any given time, which can always happen. But I've been in I haven't listened to the album in over 2 weeks because there's been so much music stuff I've been working on. And normally I like to hit myself at weird times of the day and just listen to different tracks and see what I feel and kind of stay sharp with our own music, just to know get in where it fits in, think of different opportunities for it and how it bounces vibes and resonates. And so I really, really, really like Apologize. If I'm just listening to a track, it's not like a track you put in the middle of the mix or anything like that, but I really do like Apologize. It's just such a unique track. And I really like the ending. I really do like the Bye Bye Hater with the live, kind of thing. I should say just bye bye, Shout out to Freedom Corner brand again and all the J's involved in that one. 3 J's involved in that track. So that
I be looking at it like how many times do I skip something? You know, that's a better gauge for me personally. I'm not skipping a whole lot. You know, I love Stereotype. I love Gravity. You know, you can tell by what I pitch.
Yep.
But and just what fits for the submission. But those two have a special place for me. Of course, Freedom Corner. I mean, I don't really skip anything, honestly, unless I'm feeling a certain way. Then I may skip two.
You want to go to it, yeah.
Right, but that's it. I mean, it's well rounded, man. It's worldwide. I really feel that way. And I'm not just saying that because we're a part of it, you know.
No, appreciate it. Yeah, there's a lot too. Like we talk about those orders and stuff. They do matter, you know. And so think about your album as a story. You know, I was in a couple conversations. Well, actually, we should first talk about speaking of conversations. We did. LD was on a radio call last night. We did for Freedom Corner. How'd you feel about that?
I felt great about it.
For Final Fire, I meant. Sorry, Final Fire.
Final Fire with Nez, Nasty Nez. Shout out to Nasty Nez.
Yeah, shout out to Nez.
Doing a hell of a job too.
Absolutely, helping us get the word out.
Yeah, definitely. I really was feeling it. The questions were great. The fielding was great, and the feedback was really good. And the fact that we were able to connect some dots, you know, as always. So,
yeah,
it's always
you know what I really like? I really like more than anything. I really like when people have positive comments for us as people. You know what I mean? Like people get off phone like, yo, you guys are real cool dudes. You know what I mean? Like that stuff always goes far. And you know, and it's weird being, you know, it's funny because we did audio call and it was an audio radio call with a bunch of DJs on it. And it's not like one of these. I think we're so accustomed to being in this like Quo and I had no idea
in this format.
Yeah, like we didn't know who's answering what question. I'm like, I can't see you, bro. Like, are you gonna answer that question? You know, and like after what, even LD, like it was on the call, and I was like, oh yeah, LD's here too. You know, like you just kind of forgot like who's gonna answer what, and you can't look in each other's face. It's like it's a weird world. You know what I'm saying? Tree got the comment there. Lil Nas X is fire. And Pro looking fly, trying to be like this man over here. Yeah, man, I'm just repping for Birdhouse. It's just Birdhouse Tree. You got to get on Clubhouse and rep Birdhouse. Yeah, actually, you don't have to get on Clubhouse to rep Birdhouse. You can just go to Club Birdhouse. I believe it's clubbirdhouse.com. And I was waiting on this one. I was like, yeah.
That jacket fire though, bro.
Oh, it's the best. I should show you the full thing, bro.
That jacket is fire.
So, well, let me move the tree comment here. See the whole thing go.
That's sick.
Yeah, they got a whole line.
One of those. Matter of fact,
Chili Chill, man. The legendary.
Both of y'all got on jackets, bro. I need one of those.
I know, right? I saw that too.
You feel me? I need one of them joints,
absolutely.
And I need one of those. Both of them fire.
Yep. So, speaking of news, I was on a couple things here. Check out these headlines, right? These are the headlines in the news. New Pfizer data shows its COVID vaccine is safe and effective for younger kids. Okay, that's going to be a big deal. Drought puts scrutiny on data centers in Oregon. I like this one. Giuliani associate convicted of campaign finance crimes. That's Lev Parnas. He was all over the news for a while there.
That's probably the least bit of news.
I know all the other
politicians.
So much stuff has been sensational.
Yeah, that's not news at all.
Yep. Colin Powell had passed away recently too.
Yeah,
man. Snuck in there. And of course, dominating the news today. Have you guys been following the whole thing with the gunshot with the shooting on the set of the movie, shooting the blank there with
no.
Oh yeah, you heard about it. Yeah. So what's homeboy's name? Alec Baldwin. I was gonna call him Alex. Alec Baldwin shot a director on shooting a movie with a blank and killed the lady. So that happens unfortunately all too often in Hollywood. So they were shooting a Western. I shouldn't say shooting, filming a Western. And can only imagine what that's going to turn up. But so they're investigating into that. There's some talk, not to spread rumors and stuff, but there was some talk that there were some people fired from that movie while they were filming, some union people or whatever, and then some non-union people took in some roles or whatever. And so they're always looking into any fishy business that could potentially be there, you know, like how did that get into the props? You know, like why was there a live round? And a lot of times these blanks, they're not fully blank. You know, sometimes there can be stuff inside the casing, you know, and I think in the case of when Brandon Lee died, there was like wood. They had like a wood filled blank or something, I believe, shot him in the abdomen when he passed. And you know, it's, you know, if you take a shell and you empty it out, I mean, that's essentially what a blank is, you know, and that doesn't necessarily bode well with me. Like, I'm gonna want to be like, oh yeah, you sure that's a blank? You can still shoot it over at the wall. You're like, in this day and age, why do they need to shoot a blank? You know, it's
exactly,
like,
with all the technology, AID technology and all that stuff.
Because I'm going to let out a secret fly. I'm going to let out a secret right here. This is a big exclusive secret, is that Final Fire video, that wasn't real fire.
You know what I mean?
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Like,
that was not real fire.
Why do you need a blank in 2021 with all the technology and resources they have?
Proquo can film a video that has fake fire. You know what I'm saying? I think their big budget Hollywood movie can go with that too, you know. So I'm just saying.
Oh,
you know,
my God.
Tree knows what I mean, right? You know what I'm saying, Tree? You know what I mean? Like, newsflash, that fire in that castle was not real. You know what I mean? There may have been fire in that castle at one point, but I'm just saying, you can have some, you know flames. You know. So I did a little track today. It's a rough draft. It's our man DJ Jay Johnson put it together, part of IB Hood, and I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek. I'm thinking New Year's release maybe on this bad boy. Now this is just the rough draft. You know, I was doing the 8-week lead out kind of thing, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it as a nice little kind of in the pocket little groove thing. And y'all want to hear it? Y'all want to hear it?
Definitely.
Let's go.
Tree, you want to hear it? It's called Yo, That's Pro. That's what it's called. It's called Yo, That's Pro. So Yo, That's Pro. So the hook, there's no effects, there's nothing. It's what most people would tell you not to do in the industry, right? They say don't play it until it's finished. And you know, here on the Proquo Show, we don't get down like that, right? We show the work in progress, right? So we're gonna do that because I can. All right. So let's do that. We're gonna jump into let's go, Tree. You're right. Let's go. Exclusive rough draft of Yo, That's Pro. Of course, I got to get to it first. Of
course.
All right, here we go.
Yo, it's Pro. And that's short for Professor Lyrical. Used to just go by Lyrical until I became a professor, but now I really embrace the Pro. You know what I mean? I feel like I've become a professional, you know? So that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, peace. Pro, check it out. It's hard to believe that now I wear my heart on my sleeve. Used to wear a sleeve over my heart. That was my starting point, guarded, shielded, concealing how I'm feeling. Thinking of keeping it hard meant not being revealing. But I really never felt hard inside my heart. I love people. I never want to tear them apart. But some kids are mean even before they turn teens. Made me want to stick to myself and stick to my team. A small circle was never really one for the fanfare. Till I made my first fan. Now I understand real clear. I feel the pain of others sincere and vividly. So I don't have to live it to know and show them some empathy. So now I empty these Mont Blancs repeatedly. You feel a sense of pride when they say my rhymes repeating me. The way they treating me, I feel like a pro. Y'all show me love on the rag. Thanks for letting me know, yo. Now everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. See me at a show, they like, yo, that's pro. Everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. Moment about the flow, like, yo, that's pro. Now everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. See me at a show, they like, yo, that's pro. Everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. Moment about the flow, like, yo, that's pro. They say sales and streams make them see successful, but I put bars over numbers like repeating decimals. Some be so stressful, down deep they press, so I just try to keep it peace before it seeps in my temple. So I freak the beats when I speak, peaking the decibels. Would never set up an average, I'd rather reach incredible levels inevitable. Y'all should beat my schedule. You'll find me eating vegetables at several Greek festivals. My dear partying, not like the rest of you. Didn't get this lyrical by doing what the rest would do. I never rested, dude. Son, I got my lessons too. College professor, call me mister, cause respect is due. I got a question, dude. If you could only spit one verse, would you rhyme about yourself or uplift the earth? Would you lie about your wealth, gross and total your worth. Before you lying by yourself, face full of dirt. I think you done some dirt. You done when you was a kid. You wish you wouldn't have done what you did. It's done dead. Son, kid, I ain't trying to act a holy father, but if you thinking you nasty as Nas, I'll son you old and dark. Now everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. See me at a show, they like, yo, that's pro. Everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. Moment about the flow, like, yo, that's pro. Now everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. See me at a show, they like, yo, that's pro. Everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. Moment about the flow, like, yo, that's pro.
Extremely rough draft. So just getting the ideas down, you know. But I really like the vibe. So
let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So that's my rough draft.
That's classic, man. That's a classic feel, like to me, like you know, a premiere joint, like as close as I can identify with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in a smooth kind of way. So it was just different. I felt like banging that out, you know.
You all in my groove with that, bro.
I was trying to be.
I'm already like in bow tie fly mode, and that's real close to how I'm.
Yeah, that's bow tie. Okay.
It's kind of in the wheelhouse right there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you might have to reach out to DJ J Johnson, because I'll tell you, he sent me like 20 beats, and there's 3 of them that are exactly in that same vein, and I like that one the best out of the 3. But there's a couple that would allow for, you know, that was a very chill flow. I wasn't trying to do anything fancy or anything, and but there's one of his beats in there that's just like that. You can get a little bit more fancy with, just because it's a slightly slower pace and very R&B-ish. Thanks, Tree, appreciate it. Very R&B-ish, but like LD said, Premier LD. You know, it's like Premier meets like bow tie fly. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, and I think last week I played you a little bit of the track too that we submitted, right? I played you a little bit of the track we submitted for the movie, or no? Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't.
I don't think you played it at all. We last week we went over. We listened to. Yes, right. We did. Yeah, we did.
We did hear a little bit of it.
Yeah. No, we heard the whole thing.
Yeah.
We did.
So that
I hadn't heard the finished.
Yeah. But... So the official. So check this out. So I should say this to everybody who's checking out the show. I haven't really done real posts. I know LD shared one that I did. I haven't really said much about it. So LD knows. So the movie is called Montreal Girls. It's an independent film by a director named Patricia Chica. Just an amazing person, amazing director. She's in Quebec. Sorry, let's give it the full details. So she is filming Montreal Girls. She's up in Montreal, right? Obviously, or Montreal. And so the movie is an independent release from up there, but it's doing real well throughout the film circuit kind of thing, and all the previews and preliminaries. And so I'm not exactly sure what the grand premiere date is, but our song was the last thing that they had to do. So they were syncing the song to the movie. It's like a minute and 3 seconds, I think, of actual screen time. So you hear the first hook, the entire first verse, and a dude is getting out of a cab. Like, he's driving in the car. What's dope is he's driving in the car, and it's the song that they have on in the cab. And so you hear it like in the cab mode when you're watching it. And then as the car pulls up, like the scene cuts and you see him driving, and then you hear it in theater mode. You know what I'm saying? And so then when he gets out of the car, the song stops as he shuts the door, which is real dope. And she's just super fantastic. Like I said last week, shout out to the Angel, who's a Hollywood scorer, movie scorer, film sync director, producer, former artist, current artist too. But mostly what she's doing is scoring movies and television shows. And hooked up with her via the Tommy connection, and she's just been amazing. Quo and I had a talk with her like 2 months ago, and she was like, I really want to do a track with you guys, and really just digging your vibe kind of thing. And she's like, send me the album. You know what I mean? Like, let me hear what's on there. I just can't wait, because the way everything that they've played of you guys is fantastic. And so, she heard everything, and she's like, yeah, as far as sync goes, she's like, you should send these 3 songs to her. So we sent the 3, and as it turned out, she really loved I Wasn't Nothing, which we love. You know, I wasn't nothing. It's a real kind of aggressive feel. But here's the story, and this is a lesson to all artists, people checking this out. Thanks, Tree. Is that the song that we're replacing was one of the most popular hip hop songs in Montreal of all time. It was a rap song, and it had a Quincy Jones sample in it. So they went to production. They didn't know the Quincy Jones sample was in there, and they got hit with it. They still tried to clear it. You know, movies will clear songs if they want them bad enough. They wanted this song. They went to go clear it, but it's an independent movie. It's not like they got billions of dollars, right? So Quincy Jones wanted $20K to clear the song. $20K just for this little snippet of this little song. And she was like, I can't swing it. So now they're out of song. They got the whole movie in post-production ready to go. You can go up on the IMDb page. Everything's ready to go. It's post-production, right? And now this 1 minute, which is the establishing shot of the opening credits, the whole movie is getting the vibe going, you know? And so she's like, yo, I Wasn't Nothing could work. She's like, but it would almost at this point, it'd be helpful if it had maybe couple French references, maybe if it had something that had fit this vibe, like this kid's in a car, he's driving, he's coming to a new place. And she was like, I could double the money if you write something custom. And I was like, all right, we'll write something custom. You know what I'm saying? It was like, we'll write something custom for it. And she's like, but it has to have the same vibe. So I called up, shout out to M-Dot, called up M-Dot because M-Dot made the beat for I Wasn't Nothing, as you guys know. And he was like, he's like, yeah, let me strip it down. Let's get something in that same exact vibe. And I was like, no, let's not even do something. Let's go with, you know what I'm saying, the whole foundation of that song. Get rid of all the music, but we want your drum beats, essentially the same kind of beats per minute, everything like those drums, you know? And so we built the song from there. And as you guys know, hit Jay up, hit LD up, and we were like, yo, legendary. We need you to do your magic, but we need it like today, you know? And I was like, we need it to be kind of upbeat. You got to feel the, you know, gave him a clip of the thing, little movie and said, yo, this is the idea. This is what you're going to see. This is the vibe. And y'all, you know, got him doing his thing. He's a man possessed, and he went to work. And between the bass and the keys and the guitar he put on there, just sent it up. And I just, you know, arranged what he sent and mixed that up for a couple of days and wrote my rhymes, and we got it in. And so she loves the song, which is great. And she hit me 2 days ago. She goes, I want to make this a #1 hit. So she's really feeling the track, which is great. And we played it in a couple rooms on Clubhouse as a test, and it was really dope. She wants to premiere it on Clubhouse in this big room that they do for Hollywood producers next week. And the last time I was in that room, there were 2 other producers who hit us up about doing sync as well. They were like, yo, I want you spoken word, that kind of stuff. So that is a lane. It's a viable lane, as we all talk about. And I'm interested in you guys' thoughts too about like what you think in terms of artists focusing on that direction, and what else you think artists can be doing in this time if it isn't sync. Like, what's another viable thing for artists to be doing as we emerge from COVID? Because we're seeing right now, we're getting feedback from a lot of music companies and production houses that the live crowds are not the same indoors right now. There are a lot of people that are losing their shirt on doing venues that they think are going to be packed up that aren't packed. Outdoors doing pretty well, but indoors that hasn't been the case. So it's like, is sync the option, or is this something else? How y'all feel about all that?
Yeah, that's definitely the case, man. I wouldn't imagine there's a whole lot that you can do that you can't do. I mean, we all know from, of course, you guys been around longer than I have, but, you know, performances has been the way artists is touring has been, you know, it's never really been viable for artists to make money off music itself. You know what I mean? It's probably more lucrative now than it's ever been, and it's still not lucrative. You start looking at like some of those Spotify members.
It's this, but it ain't those streams really getting it done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's not the streams, man. It's always been, and you know how bad the deals were back in the day for artists. So artists never really made money off selling music, so to speak. Yeah. It's always been another performance piece. And so, yeah, that's definitely the lane, syncing your music. And it's crazy, man, the opportunities that you see when you start to see something like that was one of the very first things LD talked to me about like a couple years ago. It was just like, man,
us too.
Hit the database up, submit the songs, See, placement,
He's the
basically.
machine in the background. He's doing it right now. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Just placement in general, man. Because that's been the truth, man. A lot of people knew it and just weren't sharing the game. You know what I'm saying? And we never really think about it as a practitioner. You become more aware about the art, but on the outside looking in, you hear music everywhere you go, whether it's a commercial, a video, a movie. But nobody ever thinks about where this music come from. Soundtracks. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you just never think about where it comes from. Of course, obviously, it has to come from somewhere.
Yeah,
I've been thinking
about it for 10 years personally, but getting it done is another issue. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think right now, man, with the situation that the world is in, you know, it's costing you more for tangible goods and less to be able to advertise, market, and promote yourself online or in person than it ever has been for a new music artist.
Right.
I think that's the real opportunity is you can get out there for basically free right now because people can't even have shows.
Yeah.
So you can create something, you know, to create awareness about what you got going on. I mean, I think that's the opportunity for people in the situation that a lot of the artists that I deal with are in. Like we actually have a show that I'm putting together for Fly on the 6th of November, which is just 2 weeks from now. In New Orleans, where it's not costing us anything, and we're able to put something together. They have a neighborhood shows once a month, and it's gonna be a big deal. You know,
dope.
The flyer will be out in the next couple of days. So
now, are they giving you a feel of what the audience capacity might be, or is it hard to gauge because of all the stuff?
He's been that guy at that particular place. It's at his house.
You got the light of God behind you, LD. Just so you know, that light, like
yeah,
it looks like it's coming out your mouth.
I tried to change it. I tried to change it, but you know, I couldn't change that. You know,
well, you know, let me hip you. Let me. I gotta hip you to something a little bit too. So, well, we'll do it later. But I didn't mean to interrupt. But go on.
The guy, he has this huge piece of property in the middle of the neighborhood. For the past 3 to 4. Yeah.
Gotta have the auto dimming light using your app. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. All right.
We'll have to get with that offline because you know me. It'll take me till next show next week to figure that out.
Well, it won't for us because this show is soon to be sponsored by Philips Easy Control with app or voice. So that's all you need right there, people. If you want to know how we get down, this is how we do.
This is
how we do it. Right there, baby. Yeah, we want to talk about them right now. We want to talk about the Easy Control with app or voice Philips light bulb. The only adjustable light bulb that Pro uses to film the Proquo Show. So I just want everybody to know. That's it. Philips, we love you.
Shameless plug.
All right. There was no shame at all in my game. None at all. Checks may be written to Pro Lyrical. Yeah, all right.
Shout out Philip. Shout out Pro Lyrical, man.
Yes.
ProLyrical.com, man.
Pro Lyrical only uses. You guys got it. You got to get it going. You know what I'm saying? It can be LD only uses the light of God. And so
So I'm excited, man, about the show. Like, man, I'm super nervous about it.
Are you really?
Yeah. Because I haven't really had.
Please tell.
It's no reason to be. There's no reason for that. I don't know why you say that, but I can dig it. I can respect it. But for the past 3 or 4 months, he's had scheduled one per month, and it's been around 50 to 60 people each time.
All right.
And that's with no outside promotion, and that's no real promotion. But those are just neighborhood people. So I have those people, as well as Fly, as well as some of my guys, that I know. So
We can throw shows out here. Y'all want to come out? We can put 100 to 200 people in the building without much effort out here. Yeah, we can definitely do it. We got between three of us. There's like three. Actually, gotta hit up my man DJ RBI, who's one of the DJs for Ness. He's a dope DJ. My man Doomy Sonning is out here in Virginia. Shout out to Doomy. My man Flex Matthews is out here too. We all on a very similar vibe. And then, there's a whole other subculture of a lot of people that we're tangentially connected to as well. Wes Felton's out here, who's real nice. Plays with Raheem Devon all the time. And Asheru, who does the Boondocks theme song, he's out here too. There's so many other like up and coming MCs or whatever. But in terms of the general area of the people that we know, the best, we've done a few shows out here before COVID. And, it's like 200 people in the venues we were playing. It was just like me and those two. So we got to get you all out here and get into that.
Man, you just say the word, man. I'm on the first thing flying. Yeah,
absolutely. We'll make it work. I've promoted the show or two in my day, so we should maybe have to do that. And of course, Boston, but that's a whole nother thing. I was on a call last night. Shout out to my man Dane. We were on a call last night. People in Boston trying to strategize and figure it out too for the nightlife scene out there. Especially they were looking at the 25 plus scene. So the grown folk are trying to get together. So, but Fly, what's the nervousness from again now? Like get into this.
So
get into this foolishness.
No, bro. I'm being completely transparent right now, man. I'm being completely transparent. Like I'm mad nervous about it.
Wow. But let me get this straight. Fly of Friday. I mean, most of you probably on this show might know Fly through his Friday night extravaganzas that he does. Fly Style Fridays, right? So that he does in Times Square most recently, right? Times Square. This same Fly is nervous of a 50-person show. All right. Tell me more. I want to know. Let me know.
No, man.
That's the same guy.
It's the same one, right? I thought so. Right?
I just wanted to be epic, bro. That's all. I just wanted to be epic. Just because, like, my heart for just my craft. You know what I'm saying? I'm so intimate. I'm so intimate with it. It's just like, even as a minister, like whether it was 5 people at the church or it was 55 people, 105, 305 people, bro, I was always just like, maybe it's a humility. Like I feel honored just to be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm telling you. And
so you don't want to let them down, is what you're saying.
I don't feel like, I don't know what it is. It's hard to even explain it, but it's always just these butterflies I get just thinking about it. I can prepare, and I've never ever, I can't ever remember a time, even when I first started ministering, like standing up in front of crowds of people, hundreds of people, and just delivering a word or whatever it was I was doing. I can't ever remember a time where I was not good at it, but for some reason, I just be like, oh no, man. No.
I am. It's interesting, like with that. I always find a word between nervous and excited. Like they're very close.
It's like anxiety.
Yeah. Like I definitely get anxiety. Like definitely, I get anxiety. Like if I can't finish doing something that I want to do, like, and I'm like, I just want to get it done, So I understand that, but nervous is weird because it's like, it's a word I think we use that in generally that people understand, but there's always that weird feeling right before you're going to grab the mic, right? People are watching you and it's like something could go wrong, right? But I always try to remind myself, like, you've done this before. You know what I mean? Like
it always goes away.
Yeah. Like what's the worst that could happen? You could trip, right? You know what I'm saying? The mic could be off. Someone could heckle you, I suppose. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, it's like, man. Like,
I'm definitely excited. I'm probably more excited than anything. Like, again, just if it was 5 people, I feel the same way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If it was 5, if I'm just doing it at home in front of my kids, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's got to be. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know, man. It's crazy, but it's definitely
how about really big
combination.
Shows? How about really big shows?
No difference. Always, if I'm ever in front of a group of people, I always have that feeling. Just even when I was just teaching Sunday school classes or doing the show when we were doing back in the day when my homie and I were doing stuff for the schools, the colleges and stuff like that. And it was just large groups or whatever. And we go in there, we kill it. But before we got to that point, I'm like, man, ready. You know what I'm saying? Ready, prepared, knowing the music was dope. But just this earnest level of appreciation for the craft that causes me to get that feeling in my stomach, man. But I can't even explain.
So if you get some of that Freedom Corner wear going, I mean, this is a nice little opportunity, guys, because that Freedom Corner gear is looking really nice.
That's
and
what
if you
I'm
rep
saying.
the flag there, Fly, might be moving some of that. You know what I mean?
You feel me? Bring the merch. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
It's what it's all about right now. It's merch and it's butts in the seats and it's merch. And that's what we're saying. You can either do sync, shows, merch. Everything else, it's kind of like you're in your own territory, right? Yeah, but it's like, and the show money is few and far between right now, so it's like that leaves merch to really focus on, and then you got to think about, okay, other people are gonna have merch too. What makes somebody want your merch? Assuming they're both Fly, right? It's like, what really makes somebody buy your stuff? It's interesting to think about. I'm sure we've all spent time thinking about that stuff, but like, what would make someone buy your stuff at a show? Cole and I did our first show up there, the one we did in New Hampshire, whatever. We had that stuff like the same day. We went up there and people were just buying sweatshirts from us and shirts, and not a ton of them, but we sold like 10 of them in a club that had like maybe 100 people in it who've never seen us before. We were all the way in the back of the room, and everybody had stuff to buy. And like we were even asking each other, like, why do you think people are buying our stuff? Like, what makes someone buy something at a show?
Bro, I think
not humongous,
They like whatever the music is, but
it's the nostalgia.
What I choose to focus on, which I think is important more than anything, is how comfortable the stuff is. I think that's way more important than people give a lot of credit for. If you put it on this comfortable, I mean, you're gonna wear it regardless whether you wear it out or not. If you wear it at home, that's just as good because you always have it on. When you lounging, you always got, where's my TV water bearing shirt? I need my shirt so I can watch TV. You know what I mean?
Right.
That to me is
looking real fluffy right there. What you got on, by the way, that's looking real fluffy,
man.
Extra comfy right there. That is a see. That's one I'd want to wear to sit around and watch, football on a Sunday or something like that. But I wouldn't want to get anything on it, so I might be a little, be like a little hesitant, right? But that's like
it's
real cushy.
It's a Carhartt, so it's Carhartt, so that says what it is.
It's like grimy yet crispy. You know what I'm saying? You get that Carhartt grime with that Freedom Corner crisp. You know what I'm saying? So it's a nice combo.
FCB.
No, man. The merch thing is important, man. Well, Kanye has proven to us that it has nothing to do with how good it looks. So let's just go and put that out there. Let's just go and put that out there now. So
some people would argue.
No. That argument would last 5 seconds. And so I saw a midget get whooped in some Kanye slides, and that's probably the worst promo ever. But
wow,
it had nothing to do.
This is coming from the guy who doesn't listen to secular music, but it
was the craziest.
But it sounds like you watch some World Star.
I'm like, what is this? My son was
like, I can watch some World Star though.
My son was like, "Hey, Dad, look at this." I was like, "Son, what is this?" He said, "Man, look." Said, "Dad, you just got to see it." I'm like, "Okay." And it's two midgets fighting, man. But one of the midgets is like a midget, and the other was kind of like almost not midget. And he whooped the slides off. The Kanye slide just went flying off a dude, man. It's just like the craziest thing.
It's not right.
And it reminded me when I saw those slides flying, I'm like, man, those things are ugly. Just in my opinion. And so, to your point, when people go to buying merch and gear, it's the nostalgia, bro. It's the nostalgia of people like you as a person. They don't even have to like your music. People like you as a person. There's a nostalgia behind it. People will cop your merch.
You can't stop.
I'm done.
I'm like, what is going on? Yeah.
Yo, what would a show be without? I'm gonna put it on. I usually don't put it on, but what would a show be without the Bitcoin ads? You know what I'm saying? Like Bitcoin to the moon,
Come
baby.
on,
You know what I'm
Bitcoin
saying?
coming, man.
Come on,
Bitcoin
Bitcoin.
coming.
Come on, let's get it. Let's get it,
Man,
Bitcoin.
give me some kind of ad, bro. Give me some kind of ad. I'm done, son. I'm done.
Yeah. Well,
all I need is about 10 Bitcoin, bro. If I had to get about 10 Bitcoin, bro, we'd be, thousandaires.
All right. Well, let's refresh the palette. So, what y'all think about this? What y'all think about? Oh, I gotta share the screen too. What y'all think about? Bam! What you think about KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane versus battle, man?
Oh yeah, I saw a little bit of it. I didn't really get to catch all of it.
Yes, sir. Now I believe.
Hey man, Big Daddy Kane, that brother is smooth, bro, on a whole nother level, man. Like his aura, his persona, you know what I'm saying? It's gracious, man. He's like Moses, man.
He's like he walking, Moses,
bro. It's like he walking on water.
First, you got Jack Harlow calling Kanye Moses. I mean Mozart, and you're calling Kane Moses. Man, bro, this is
he's like the Moses of hip hop.
I don't know what's more blasphemous.
Man, he's just like the Moses of old school hip hop, man. He's gracious, man.
Let's get into this right here.
They want effect, say what? Some live effect. They want effect, say what? Snap a neck for some live effect. Salute. Yo, we'll see y'all for our verses. We'll be back for our verses. That's effects. Salute.
Man.
Yeah, man. Who brought out DOS effects? Yo, that was crazy. Who brings out DOS effects? Yo, that's cold right there. Cold. Yeah, so I mean, Big Daddy Kane is my favorite artist of all time. So you don't have to tell me. I know every word of every Big Daddy Kane song. Probably, on his first 4 albums. LD, you okay, bro?
Man, LD, he said he was done, bro. He said he was done. I think he meant
bro. I'm done. I'll be all right in a minute, man. Y'all just give me a minute, man.
All right, we got to put him on mute. Put him on mute so he can compose himself. So Big Daddy Kane is my favorite artist of all time. So I know, people who know me well know that, I'm a huge Big Daddy Kane fan. And shout out to AB Money. And we've had these big discussions of Big Daddy Kane. And but I'm also a KRS fan. And I've mentioned before, I've done multiple things with KRS-One. Very cool dude. Has helped us a lot. Kane, met him a few times, and it's like they're obviously icons of the game. I think what's cool about Versus is, first of all, it's the only show in town right now, right? So it's like you have to watch it. It's kind of like a Tyson fight. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much have to watch it, and it's free. You know what I'm saying? Or it's for the most part, they haven't really turned these into pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? So Swiss Beats, I mean, just the whole thing is brilliant, right? And we could see this forming when it first started. And now everyone's thinking about these. But it's funny because I haven't seen a lot of local versions of these. And I just think they would work. Like we've had a couple in Boston. We've had maybe 4 or 5 of them in Boston that have been pretty cool. Some like really bigger names and then some local names that only like the locals would know. But the local ones have been cool. It's just they're not productions like this. It's just 2 dudes sitting on a computer playing their joints. But I think they could be put on much like an MC battle. I think you book the right spot, you put 3 people on the card, maybe you put a couple acts on there, do a little DJ battle like they do in these versus battles too before they start. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why more people aren't doing them, and I mean, it just seems like a no-brainer, and it's not, I mean, you can't call it versus or whatever, call it whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? And avoid the I'm sure the pending lawsuits if you were to call it versus, but just do whatever. Or maybe you talk to the versus people and see if they're willing to do something local. Why would they not want to expand their flag, and take on like the hometown market? So, I mean, Boston, we got tons of artists who could do, man, I could do a versus with somebody, and I'd be happy to, I'd be happy to pair me up with someone similar, man. It'd be dope, and there's been a lot of artists my level or lower really that have already done them, so it's like, I don't mean lower, like, I just mean not as well known, you know what I'm saying? And I don't mean talent wise, but it doesn't have to be a name recognition thing that's huge if you're just doing it in your local market. I think you can get a lot of people come out. People are dying to come out. So I'd be happy to put one together in Boston. I would do one with people in Boston, put one together. I don't mean just me. I'm saying organize one with like 3 or 4 acts on it. I think it would be really dope. So
that's an excellent idea though. Something you can do, like you said, create a venue for it. Like you said, like we were talking about revenue streams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Great opportunity to sell some merch.
They can book them at a college right now. You know what I'm saying? The colleges are dying to do stuff too, you know. So they have to keep it safe though, but you know, you just have to think about how you do them, you know. Colleges could be a little tricky with COVID, but there's so many places that you, and that's the thing. I want to say this to MCs too. We're talking about how to get money. You don't have to do shows at the typical places where you do shows. Just do shows at smaller spots, man. Just book out smaller spots. There's no shame, no game. Book out a restaurant and just bring in your own stuff. Or better yet, scout out all the restaurants in your area that already got a little sound set up in there and just add on to it and keep it small. 20 people shows, 30 people shows, 50, 100. Those kind of shows are dope. And trust me, if you consistently are doing 50 to 100 person shows right now, that's going to attract attention, and people are going to be like, oh, yo, this show's going on, but people are dying to go to stuff. So if you can keep it safe, keep it easy, keep it light, you know, you can do it. You ain't going to sell a ton of merch at a show like that, but the idea is like clubs are dying for this stuff too. So, you know, you can split a door with a club, you know, or have some kind of progressive split that you do as the night goes on or whatnot. You know, in Boston, like when I was promoting the majority of clubs that I would do one-off shows sprinkled in between the shows that I already had as regular things. Like I had my regular Friday night, and I had every other Wednesday night, and I had a Sunday night. So between the Wednesday, the Sunday, and the Friday, those are my regular nights. Every other Wednesday, every Sunday, and every Friday. And so the one-offs, right, that you put on Saturdays or like Thursdays or whatever, I would get creative with those shows. You know, I would try these small little venues, but what happens is it keeps your name popping. And people like going, oh, that's the dude I got to go to. So, you know, I think of like Freedom Corner, you know, trying to do something like that. You know, I don't know the market down there, whatever. I know it's crazy different, but it's like you can have that one place. You get that one place and you don't screw it up. You know what I'm saying? Like I had my one anchor club that I was not screwing up, you know, because it was the one that had 1,000 people in it, right? Weekly. So I got that every single Friday. I'm putting an act in it. I'm keeping it. It's strict. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like meaning that there's an act coming on. They're doing 1 to 2 songs. There's a mainstream DJ in the club, mainstream hip hop DJ in the club, and then every once a month we put a big name act in there, like a big name act, you know, and then that's enough to keep it popping. And then we put a promotion. We bring a movie promotion through. We do a Red Bull drink promotion. We do whatever, right? VIP different promotions. Bring Celtic players through, that kind of stuff. And then you know your Sunday vibe is totally different. You know, it's more of a chill vibe or whatever, more of a lounge kind of feel. And the Wednesdays we're doing underground hip hop, you know? And so if you just stay conservative with the other stuff and you build towards that anchor show, man, it's easy to be the only game in town right now because a lot of people are just scared to throw it. And I get that. But I think if people take their numbers down, you don't need 1,000 person place right now. Your big place could be the place that you're trying to put 200 people in. You know, do 200, 75 people, 40 people. 40 people is 40 people, yo. And clubs are going to be happy if you're doing 40 people. It's safe. People are coming out and they're drinking. Or eating, what have you, you know? So other than that, it's sync, baby. It's sync and merch. You know, so that's all I got. That's all I got for y'all.
Sync and merch, that's it though. I mean,
Fly, what you got for a set coming for us, man? What are you gonna give us? What are you giving us 3 songs, 5 songs? What do we got? We got to that point yet, or we still thinking about it?
Honestly, I probably need to narrow it to probably like 6.
All right, what's the name of this place? We got to put it in here so people can check it out. I'm sure they got a website too, right? I'm not sure they do.
Yeah.
LD's composed. You composed now, LD?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's at a guy's house.
Dope.
It's 822.
Yep.
First Street.
Bird Street or First Street?
First.
Thinking Bird Gang. First Street. Yep.
First Street, New Orleans, Louisiana. I can't call the zip off the top of my head. I know it's 701 something. 70139 comes to mind.
All right. Boom. When is this?
This is Saturday, November the 6th.
All right.
Is that zip right?
I didn't put a zip. I hope that's accurate. I put Saturday, November. I put, let's see, new comments. Sorry, I've been not reading my comments here. Saturday, November 6th, fly, and nobody else. No, I'm sure that's not accurate. There's other people playing in the show, right?
Yes.
All right. No disrespect to the others, but right here we're talking about fly, baby. We're talking about fly, and nobody else. No, I'm kidding. Dope.
Look, man.
What time's that?
I'm mad excited about. Me and L did talk about a little track list for the show. Of course, you know I have my favorites, and we usually kind of agree. And that's important to me. You know what I'm saying? To have people, and I'm saying with my wife too, people that I bounce ideas off of. I rarely do I like to go into something with just my own ideas. Even though I know I could and be confident about it. I mean, especially when it comes to music, 99.9% of my music is 100% me. So I'm comfortable with my music or picking it. But if for some reason I just always like to think about, like you said, the entertainment value. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be the music that people respond to, because as an artist, you're gonna love all your art. You know what I'm saying? And so it's important from people from the outside looking in, so to speak, outside of the creative process. Because, you know, as an artist, you'd be tied to a certain song because of certain emotion or whatever. And so getting their feedback on like, oh, no, this is a good one. This one usually grabs me right away. That usually helps me. You know what I'm saying? So we got it down to 5, I think. But there's a potential to do 2 sets.
Right.
And so I'll probably do 1 set from I Am Fly and then do some Bowtie Fly on the new set.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All we know is rumblings of this Bowtie Fly. We don't really know. You know what I'm saying? We don't really. Hey, and after you go to that show, I want y'all to check out Fee. I want y'all to bounce up to New Hampshire and go check out Fee, the Evolutionist, J Faith, Lunar Landing, who is on the new track with Fee, featuring Pro and Quo and a few other MCs from up that way. Fee, we're gonna have Fee up on the show actually the second to last week of November, with all the people that are on the track Beast from the East, which is a special track Fee put together. So shout out to Fee. Lunar Landing, Conflict, J Faith, that's up the 24th. Pro might bounce up for that. I might have to go see my man Fee. You know what I'm saying? Might have to go check that out. But
that show Saturday is 3 to 9.
3 to 9. All right, cool. 3 to 9 for New Orleans. What's closer for me, New Hampshire or New Orleans? I'm pretty sure New Hampshire wins that.
New Orleans is definitely close.
New Orleans is definitely not closer.
New Orleans is much closer to you, bro.
We should play a game. We should play a game, right? Let's look up the map, right? Map of the USA. All right, folks. This is riveting. This is riveting entertainment right here, but we're gonna do it because you can only get this kind of geography at the Proquo Show. Map of the USA. And shout out to Quo, by the way. Quo might be coming through next week. We'll might have a Quo sighting. Let's see.
Quo.
All right. So I got my school map here of the United States. Now, for all those playing along, you can see the zoom, right? You guys see the zoom on the right-hand side when I zoom it? Is that showing up?
Yeah.
All right. So we see Louisiana, all right? We see Louisiana. We see down at the coast down there where New Orleans is, right? And then we're going to bounce all the way up to Washington, D.C. Y'all see where Washington, D.C. is? All right. So you saw that, right? Louisiana, Washington, D.C. And now we're going to do the same thing. And by the way, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go right to here.
Bro, we weren't talking geographically, man.
I'm thinking it looks about, I'm going to say 400 miles closer. I'm guessing. I'm just estimating.
Yeah, that's probably real close though.
Yeah, okay. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's probably real close.
All right, let's check.
Yeah, geographically, you're definitely way closer to New Hampshire.
From New Orleans to DC.
But you probably fly
1,084 miles, and distance from DC to
788.
Nashua. Nashua, New Hampshire is a little further than Boston, but not much.
788.
No, 460, bro.
788.
So driving distance
plus the tolls and all that
versus flying distance.
Yeah, man. Jump
on
those tolls, man.
Let me tell you,
those tolls are ridiculous, bro.
Tolls in New York were insane. You have no idea, man.
Jersey and New York.
Yeah. For what you are awake for. Yeah, you know
what I'm saying?
For ones you are awake for.
It's crazy. I'm like, bro, you had another toll? Like every 15 minutes a toll.
New Jersey, man. Hey, what are they paying for, Fly? I told you what they paying for.
I already know, B. I seen that landfill when we was coming over that bridge going to New Jersey. I'm like, oh yeah, I see what's going on out here.
Shout out to our man Hassan. Let me pull up Hassan, see if I can. This is dangerous when you decide to go live right to your Instagram, sort of behind the scenes. Because you never know what's going to pop up when you're on your Instagram, when you're behind the curtain here. So let's go. That's why we're going to do it. Hassan, the golden child. We want to shout out Hassan. So we get up with Hassan. And then you see your boy Fly, Pro, and Hassan. We did a little interview with them up at Rutgers University. Well, where were we, Fly? Where exactly were we?
Hub City Smokes, bro.
Yes, bro. We were in the smoke shop, man. They were holding the interview.
We talking about nostalgia, bro.
This is my dude right here, runs the smoke shop, man. He was getting his business on. We were doing this interview, and every 5 minutes, someone come through. They're like, "Oh, yo, it's cameras." He's like, "No, man. We're gonna stop the camera, man. We gotta make those sales." You know what I'm saying? He was getting his hustle on.
Bro, first batch of merch I get, I'm sending bro some, bro. He was mad, like,
yeah,
man.
He was dope.
Yeah, he was, bro. On another level, though. Like on another level, he was just really came through.
Shout out to my man Jayhan. Jayhan's got this pumping. I don't know if I can play it through here. Oh yeah, I can. Y'all hearing that, right? Y'all could hear that, right?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't hear it.
Oh, sorry. I don't think I had the sound playing. So he had our man Jayhan is down with BTG. Oh, that's why, because I didn't hear. Let me get a little Jayhan in here. Get a little Jayhan. This is a song Quo and I did for Bridging the Gap. Shout out to Bridging the Gap.
My name is Professor though. The real jewel is every class I
You hear it now, right?
More professional learning from
I can hear that now.
From us sojourners and others in that turners. Revolutionary seeking to change, looking for angels who's in fact.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Jayhan and JT. Some people behind the scene on that one. And yeah, so Fly, man. I made a new video today. I'm not ready to share it, but I did one-handed free throws while filming it. So I don't know if you caught this. So and nobody can talk about the Celtics because they're playing right now, and I cannot be having scores. In fact, I'm gonna have to shut it off. I'm gonna shut down the show in a second here, just because I cannot have people sending the scores through. So the
oh, you want to know the score? It's
I don't want to know the score. So Neeson, young cat on the Celtics, he's second-year player. He broke Jason Tatum's record in practice for most three-pointers shot without missing two in a row. In other words, you can miss one, you just can't miss two. So I was doing that this morning with free throws, one-handed.
Yeah.
I think I went like 20. I got like 20 free throws before I missed one. But the two in a row, I missed a couple. But I was thinking to myself, how many threes could I hit before I missed two in a row? And it might be 4. So right. It might be 4. It could be 5 on a good day. I think I get 2 in a row, miss maybe 3 in a row. Then I'm probably gonna miss 2 in a row. That's on a good day. But 279, I believe, is the number. Neeson hit 3-pointers without missing 2 in a row. Do you fathom how ridiculously stupid that is?
Bro, that's insane.
And then and he's just one of 2 guys on the team that shoot well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm sure there's other dudes on the team who can do pretty well. I mean, like,
yeah, especially in
a
this
bad
era.
shooter's gonna hit 100 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, without missing 2 in a row. You know? Do you realize how insanely talented these people are? I saw a video of JJ Barea today. Right? He's not even in the league anymore. He's playing on some like Mustang team or whatever, and he's just doing little dribbling drills. And I'm just like, you don't even think of JJ Barea, right? He's just like probably like the 100th guy you'd think in the NBA or something, even when his prime. You know?
Right.
Nice, credible shooter. Played for Northeastern. Shout out to JJ Barea. But he's just doing his little dribbling drills, and his dribbling drills would be like the sickest handle you've ever seen of anybody who's ever come to your local gym. And he's just like, he'd be like 100th on the depth chart of like guards. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I was watching.
50th.
I was watching a clip with my son. You know, he's in the basketball. So he's 14, he's in the basketball, and Brian Scalabrine was giving some cats buckets. You feel me? Like they were at the gym and they were talking crazy.
Yeah.
And you know how we are as NBA fanatics. You know.
Yeah.
You know who the superstars are.
Yeah.
And just they pale in comparison, but it's a constant reminder that the last guy on the bench will serve any average. I mean, that's just how competitive NBA is.
You may not know this out there, but he did a series of, it was called Scalabrine versus the Chumps or something like that. So all these dudes who thought they could beat him, he did a whole thing for like a couple weeks where he would just he was like, I'll play anyone. He's like, I'll play anyone and I'll eat you all. And so all these players started playing him. D1 cats started coming, like people in their prime who look like super incredible athletes, you know, and D1 dude, nope, you're not beating them. You know what I'm saying? This is a retired pro who's really not in great shape. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know, it was one guy, maybe they were playing to like 11 or something, and it was like 11-8 maybe, but it was like, don't matter. That was the D1, like, you know, starter on a major team. You know what I'm saying? Nope, wasn't happening. It's like people don't understand, you know, there's 17 players on NBA teams that are carried. 2 of them are two-way players. 17 players.
Right.
Times what is it? 30 teams, 36?
30 teams, yeah.
30. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's like 500 players that there are, you know, roughly.
Best in the world, man.
Right. I mean, no, we could say that the worst players in the NBA are not better than a lot of the best players in some of the other countries, right? But granted, like it's like 500 of the best 600, let's say, right now.
Easy,
honest, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, but let's just for like you're saying, for ease of simplicity, the top 300 NBA players are like the best in the world, right? I'm sure there's some others will sneak in there, of course, but most of them are in the NBA if they were that good. You know what I'm saying? But there's gonna be a few more, right? So the top 300 NBA players are so much better than anyone 99.99% of the world has ever played with. It's almost unfathomable.
Almost unfathomable, bro. It's crazy. You know how we joke sometimes, and you know,
he's a bum.
He's a scrub. Or you see a team lose, you see like the worst team in the NBA lose, and you compare them to like, oh yeah, they can probably the local high school team will beat them, or you know, they let them play North Carolina or Duke or something like that. Man, those guys would kill anybody.
What people don't get is like I say this too. Like I do got to wrap it up soon too, because it just reminded me all the time. But this dude I played with on Northeastern. Northeastern's a D1 team, but they're not like a major D1 conference, right? But they're D1. They've been to the Final 64 or whatever, right? So they're D1. They're legit, right? JJ Barea played on Reggie Lewis, right? So they're a real team, but they're not an elite team usually, right? Northeastern's last man, who was a walk-on, who was an all-academic scholarship kind of guy later, right? He was a walk-on. He couldn't even get in the game. He get like 2 points a game, 1.3 was his average, right? You know, he's playing garbage time, right? He's about the same height as me. He's probably a little shorter than me. He's probably 6'2", right? Dude's like 6'2", which is taller than the average human.
Right.
And he's like skinny and athletic, and, you know, he's like 6'2". But like when you look at him, you don't think this guy's going to be banging on you, right? He looks like a typical outside shooter, right? Little like skinny kid, kind of goofy looking, right? Nice dude, real nice dude, right? And real mild mannered or whatever. He played we're on the faculty, student faculty team. You know, we play against the students, play against like the younger cats, and we played, you know, with the faculty. He played on the faculty. Now he was 2 years removed from the team. All right. Never got in the game. Dude had like 56 points with like 3 reverse dunks and was like wet from 3-point line, never missed. It was just like automatic target practice, right? And one of the dudes who thought he was a young gun, right, whatever, just banged on us, right, when there was no one near. You know, this dude did one of the nastiest dunks I've ever seen in the game, pro or what else, right? This dude just turned like this. It looked like he was going to do a layup, and he spins around like, nope. Bam! It was like like Superman kind of dunk. Yeah. Everyone was like, "Oh my God!" The whole team was watching too, because the team was all there supporting him, because he's also an assistant coach now. The team got up. I mean, this dunk was just insane. It was like, yo, and it's a dude you never heard of, never will hear of, but played D1 for obviously a D1 team, could not get in the game. And he's better than probably everybody that you've played with. You know, when I say you, I just mean anybody. You know what I'm saying? You go to a local gym where everyone thinks they're a superstar. You know, like I was telling my man Fee the other day, I'm like, it's pretty much D3 where I play at. It's like a D3/D2, like, which is real competitive. Don't get me wrong. When's the last time you played a bunch of D3, D2 guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a competitive run, right? The end of my street, it's competitive. Like, getting on the court's competitive, right? But it's like D3 competitive. Maybe someone could possibly have been a D2 player that's there, you know, or aspiring to be. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? And this scrub on the D1 team will eat your lunch. And the next level of just the people who are good bench players, and then good starters, and then all-star, best on the team, and then elite for the country, you know, crazy, of which is only a subsection of those who will make it to the NBA, because let's face it, only 30 of them approximately are going to make it that year. You know, it's just like, and to stay in the league, that's a whole nother thing.
And do it for a decade.
Yep. After people know your moves and your tendencies, and they're watching film on you,
and you just keep getting better. I felt the same way opening night about Steph, man. I'm watching Steph and LeBron play, and I'm like LeBron's just managed to maintain like this crazy level, but like I'm watching Steph, and I'm like, this man's got better. Yeah. After he won MVP, like he looked like a better player this year,
and he's 33.
You know what I mean? It's like
he's 33 and he's 6'3". He's 33, 6'3", which is a handicap in the NBA, being 6'3" and under. You know what I'm saying? He's a little guy,
right? He's like 180 small. He's like 185. 6'3", he's not a big dude, man.
And here's what people think too. Like they'll be like, they have these talks about Steph Curry, and they'll be like, you know, Steph Curry will come talk to your school and stuff. And you know, I've seen an actual article about this. You know, like Steph Curry comes to school and talks about with hard work and determination, even a little guy like me can make it. But he's not really saying is that he's the same freaking height as me. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the 98th percentile, you know, for height, maybe 99th. You know what I'm saying? Like LD, when he saw me, he's like, damn, I had no idea you were this tall. Yeah, I'm like 6'3" plus. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really a legit 6'4", but I'm close. With shoes on, I am, you know? So it's like, I'm like one of the tallest people you're going to see during your day in most cases.
Right.
And I'm the same height as Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and he's like 15 pounds lighter than me too, you know? So it's like, that's a really, really small dude in the NBA. And
isn't that crazy though?
You got to be that height. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you see IT, like just with a couple dings and dishes on him, you can't get back into the league, you know, and he's elite. You know what I'm saying? He's scoring 81 in the Pro-Am game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
will serve you.
Will serve you. You know what I'm saying? like that dude I'm talking about who had 56, he had 56 in a student teacher game. You know what I'm saying? Dude had 81 in a Pro-Am game. You know what Pro-Am stands for? Pros and some of them trying to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So mostly pros, you know what I'm saying? Like
so y'all might need to pick him up, man. Y'all had a crazy game this week or earlier this week.
Who, Isaiah?
No, man. Yeah, y'all need Isaiah, but Boston, man, the Celtics, man, they had a crazy game earlier this week.
Who do we need to pick up though? I know.
Y'all need to go ahead and get IT, man.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
I know you've been saying it for 2 months now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's disgruntling me, man. It's disgruntling me. It's just, you know, teams get stuck in their head, and they're like, yeah, whatever. We'll wait till we're desperate or whatever. You know, it's like, come on, man. Just, you know, take just the story alone. But I think people are just worried about chemistry and all that stuff on the team. I get it, but it's like, I don't, you know.
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I got to get, man. My son.
Nah, I got to jump, bro. But yeah. So shout out to everybody. I think Quo's trying to come through next week, so we might see if he comes through. And we did an interview last night. It was crazy. Just promoting Final Fire. So make sure y'all check for Final Fire. I know you have. So share it, spread it, like it, tell people. Follow us on YouTube. I never say that. I should. Follow us on YouTube. tinyurl.com/the Proquo Show.
Yeah, man. You want to make that spread like fire.
Yeah, like fire. All right, y'all. We out.
Peace.
Peace, man.